We are joined now by Gordon Hayward. And Gordon, how's that media day going for you so far?
Yeah, it's good. Media day, best day of the year.
Said no one ever.
Exactly.
But for you, just how have you been kind of feeling as you guys training camp right around the corner, starting tomorrow? What is your mindset as you head in? I know a lot of new adjustments for you.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, just excited to get on the court with the guys. This offseason's just been so much drama, and a lot has changed, and trying to get settled in with our house and routine for my wife and the girls, and talking with you guys 3 or 4 times already about the team. Finally,
sick of us?
Just to get out on the court, just to experience it with the guys and with Coach. That's what I'm looking forward to most.
Is there also maybe a sense of relief that decision is over with, it's behind you, and now you can just kind of get settled here in Boston and get things underway?
Yeah, I think for sure there's definitely some relief, and I think when I finally get onto the court, that's like as basketball players, like our safe haven, and then we can really just play the game that we love to play.
Now, behind closed doors, you just talked about a lot of the off-the-court stuff with your family and getting settled into the new city. But on the court, how much opportunity have you had to be out with some of these other guys over the last few weeks out in Waltham at the practice facility?
Yeah, we've had a little bit of time. Everyone has different schedules in the off season, and especially for us basketball players, everybody knows that's the time that is really valuable. But just being in the facility, being able to train with some of the coaches, train with some of the other players, get to know them a little bit, has been pretty neat. And like I said, I'm just looking forward to kind of come together as a whole team. We've almost done it a couple times, but haven't had everybody yet.
You said right after you signed with this team, you got to work on learning the system. The Celtics even had guys come out to San Diego to work with you. How has that been going so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Just building relationships with those guys was important to me, as well as trying to learn a little bit of the X's and the O's, the stuff that I can do when you're doing stuff just kind of by yourself. But I think it'll be good when you finally get 5 guys on the court to kind of see it. But I wanted to have it be like that, so that way I wasn't going in just straight cold turkey. I had at least some sort of knowledge of what it would be like.
And one of the massive changes that you're going to see on the court is you go from the slowest team in the league in terms of pace in Utah to the Celtics were 12th last year, but just the pace that Brad's offense is in the half court is very high pace. So how do you think that's going to affect your game, and what adjustments are you going to need to make for that?
Well, everyone always talked about us being slow-paced, and we in Utah didn't feel like we were really slow. In Utah, it was a lot of seeing different reads and different options and working the ball around, and I feel like a lot of that's going to be similar as far as player movement, body movement, ball movement. The reads will probably be a little bit faster and maybe a little more up and down stuff, but definitely anticipating playing in a lot of space and sharing and moving the ball.
Yeah, out there, just to explain to you guys, I mean, a lot of people on the outside, and the general pace number is the amount of shots that you take per 100 possessions, but coaches, that's not the only way they look at pace. At pace in the half court in terms of how many passes you make, how much ball movement between the players, that's what Gordon's talking about, that they had that out in Utah, and Brad Stevens has that as well here.
Yeah.
Gordon, you had said right after you signed with the Celtics that you wanted to make it clear to them that you had not reached your potential yet, your full potential, and you felt that you were able or were going to be able to do that with this team. I'm assuming it's a championship ring, but what else does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I feel like there's still places where my game can go, and part of that is Coach Stevens and his staff, helping me get there. He helped me get to the next level when I was at Butler, and I'm going to lean on them to help me do that here in Boston as well. And for me, it's always team goals before individual success, and I think the team goals usually help you get to your individual success. For me, last year in Utah, I wouldn't have been an all-star without our team being as successful as we were. And so, that's what I focus on. What can I do to help my team get better? And the other stuff will take care of itself.
To follow up on your relationship with Coach Stevens, was there ever any advice that he offered you at Butler, that he gave you, that still sticks with you today, that you've taken to the next level?
It's been like 8 years since then. But
Can you remember that far?
Maybe it was really good advice or anything that stands out to you still.
Yeah, to this day, I still try to use it, and it's one of the themes that we have on the team is trying to get better each and every day. Not necessarily looking at the end game all the time, looking at today? What can I do today to help myself get better, help the team get better? For us, it's going to be something that we're going to need to do so we can get used to each other, try to get the chemistry, try to gel as a team. Everyone else is going to set the goals really high and look at the end game all year for us, but we just got to take it each day and try to get better.
Now, you mentioned there that it has been 8 years since he coached you with Butler. I'm curious, during those 8 years and to today, has the dynamic changed at all? I mean, you went from a kid to a man, now
Right.
You're a husband and you're a father. How has the dynamic maybe changed between you and Coach?
Yeah, it's definitely changed. Just the nature of time. And like you said, now, I'm asking him questions instead of questions an 18-year-old would ask him, questions, a father would ask him.
Right.
Where's the best places that I can take my kids? Not like where's the best place I can take a date. And so it's interesting how that's happened, and I think that's pretty cool how it's happened. And now we're reunited. And so I can lean on him in other parts of life, just like I used to, not just the basketball stuff, but it's different parts of life, I guess.
Well, looking now at your new teammates, I know you said you were really excited to play with Kyrie Irving, but also big man Al Horford. What's so appealing about playing with Horford?
He does a lot of little things that a lot of people don't see, that helps you as a player, helps your team a lot, whether it's just a little, holding a screen an extra second, hitting somebody right on the money with the pass so you can shoot it, defensively being in the right position, talking. He just makes everyone around him better, and I'm looking forward to playing with somebody that does that.
He's such a different player than Rudy Gobert. I mean, they're almost complete opposites as centers. So how do you adjust to that?
Well, I think just being out on the court, getting used to how he plays for one. Also looking at film, looking to see where he likes to get the ball, what his positions of strength are, will help speed up that process, I think. And then just talking with him, saying, hey, where do you like to have the ball? What do you like to do? What do you want me to do in this situation? I think those three things can help me.
I know you're still kind of getting acclimated to Boston and getting moved here, but how has that adjustment been with your wife, Robin, and then also your two daughters? I met her officially at the Stronger premiere of Jake Gyllenhaal's new movie, but just how that's been going and getting settled.
It's been good so far. I think we've been here 3 good weeks.
3 busy weeks?
3 busy weeks, yes. But definitely found some good places that the girls can go, do some activities, found some parks.
That was I heard in one of your interviews, the parks was a big thing.
We
for the
we
girls.
like to go like walking around, and we like to go to parks, gets them active. Our one little girl loves the iPad, so we got to get her outside as much as we can. But we found some really cool ones in the area that we're at, and I think the more that we're here, the more acclimated that we're going to get, the easier we'll find our way around town, so we're not looking at our phones in the car all the time, trying to use the apps to get ourselves around. But we're loving it. It's been great here so far, and we're looking forward to the season.
Are you kind of starting to already feel that it's a family culture here in Boston? The fans are very welcoming, but also just the coaching staff too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that was another reason why that sold me on Boston was Coach Stevens and his family-oriented approach, and the fact that he'll let family members on trips sometimes and let them experience it with me on long trips that can be pretty brutal. So I've always liked that about Coach Stevens.
Gordon, diving back into the basketball side of things, one guy who's not here anymore, Avery Bradley, we were kind of spoiled to see him. Every year that he was here in Boston, he got better and better and better. You've done the exact same in your career. Every single season you've been in the NBA, you've gotten better, almost in every statistical category. What's the key to doing that?
I think the key to doing that is making sure you put in the work in the offseason. There's 60 new guys that are coming in that are drafted each year. There's a bunch of other guys that go undrafted that are trying to take your job. So I think for me it's always been, what can I do to make myself better than the year before? And that kind of ties into Coach Stevens. Learning that from him when I was at Butler. I never want to be satisfied with where I'm at, and so have to make sure you put in the work to do that.
Gordon,
I saw it the other day, so trust me, I know Gordon Hayward's been putting in the work.
Yeah.
Gordon, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing you at training camp in Newport tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Can't wait. Thank you.